Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I've just been working on this illustration by Hannah Carlson and it is in Goldhorn. So this has got loads of different illustrations from all of her previous books. Yeah, and it goes all the way up to Soulmates. And I've done all this with the new Inktense colours. I think there's only 3 colours that I've used here. I've not shaded in the yellow yet. But I probably should have done this the other way around because I've decided now I want to do a watercolour background. Now, I've not prepped this page with absolutely nothing. I've found with the Hannah Carlson books, you know, the paper quality is pretty good, especially for the amount of water that I'm planning on using. Now, this palette here, even though it says Arteza on the front, it's not Arteza. It's a mixture of Paul Rubens, Sminker, Daniel Smith, and Winsor & Newton here as well. So I'm just going to use a mixture of them. Now, I will try my best not to get on the face. I'm not too fussed about the hair. And I don't really want to be getting over these. But my thought was, if it runs a little bit, that's not the end of the world. It's Inktense, so it should be permanent. Now, the only thing that will run is where I've put the darker shades of purple. If I've not activated all of that colour, that's what will run. And I'm going to have to shut my window. My next door neighbour's having the front garden driveway done, so I'm going to have to shut the window. Because that's going to get very annoying. So I do apologise for that in the background, but I thought it was still worth me filming this and showing you. I might have to shut the door as well. It's so warm in the UK today. I've got every window, door, everything that you can imagine. I have actually got a fan right at the side of me, but I've turned it off at the minute. So hopefully this doesn't take me too long to accomplish, and then it won't take too long to dry either. Now, I've just used a washi tape for the border. The washi tape that I've used this time was actually from a shop in the Trafford Centre, Kenji, Kenji. It's good masking tape, well, masking, I nearly said masking fluid then. So I've got my paints ready, I've got my water, I've already activated the paints that I want to use. I've got 2 different size brushes. I'm using my favourite Princeton Neptune. I've got a size 12 and a size 4. I might not use the size 4, but we'll see. And then my cloth. So I'm pre-wet both brushes just in case I do use them. We'll start off with the bigger one. Now, my idea was to use these Sminker colours and then to pop a little bit of purple in here and there. But I'm going to just put these colours down for now and see how they look. So I've tried to, you know, put the whole thing in frame, but it's either being too far away or you're just not going to see the top, so it's probably better off. Let me try and bring you out ever so slightly. When I'm actually recording with this camera, it takes a little time to actually... Oh, that's better. And you need to stop shaking. Stop shaking. There you go. That should be alright. So we'll start off with the lightest shade. And if I remember rightly, yeah, these are really, really pigmented. I'm actually interested to see what their drive looks like next door. It's going to make me all jealous when one tear's done. I'm actually going to mix these 2 colours together, I think, because I don't want that really green one, so I'll mix it with the blue. So I probably just wasted a load of paint there, but before I start, I do just want to go over with a light layer of clean water. I'll try and be careful of the petals and the hair and everything, but it is what it is. I've done it the wrong way around. Should have done this first. So here won't be an issue because there's no Inktense. Well, we've got banging now as well, which is delightful. Alright, so let's just start adding some of this colour. This Sminker colour, it has got blues, greens, I'm sure it's got bits of pink in it as well. So over where I've put the Inktense, I'm just going to place the colour. I'm not going to move the brush too much, otherwise it will really activate that paint, which I don't want to do. So add some of this darker one. Let's see how dark that is. That is pretty dark. It's like a seaweed colour, that one. That one's, what's it reminds me of. Now this will dry as well. A little bit different to what you see in Nage. That lighter shade. I can see, don't know if the camera's picking it up, but when I've finished and it's dried, I will lift it up. You can see the pinks and the purples coming through. I don't know how they do it with these paints. It's magical. I'd love to get a few more colours. I want 1, 2, 3, 4 of them super granulating ones, and they are really, really nice. So let's put some more down, and then I want to add a little bit of purple as well, I think, just to tie in the flowers. So let's mix some more of this up. So the paper is more or less dry already here now. This weather we're having. At least I don't have to be patient waiting for it to dry. Silver lining. So placing the colour where I've already put the Inktense. Don't want to, you know, scrub. And I'm not too worried about the hair as well, because I'm going to try, I think, like a nice brunette shade. I'm not doing a blonde. So let's go in with some of that darker colour where we've already placed. Put it in the corners maybe, to deepen it up. And I might have to do this as well by layers like that. Let this dry, come back and then have a little look at it, and I might have to come back and tweak some areas. But it will dry really nice, this. So with my smaller brush, which I'm going to use now, got a bit of that fuchsia shade and a bit of that purple. Needs to top that up. I've got the tubes and I just put them in here. So pop a little bit of that here and there. Then I want to blend that out with water in a minute. Just placing the colour for now, just where I want it. Just mix that one about. I love the way that that dries. It really does separate, and you can see all the different colours coming through. How do they do it? How do they make a paint do that? It almost looks like it's marble. I might have a little look and put some on my list, my wish list, on Jackson Arts. I thought I'd put my arm in wet paint then. Oh, excuse you, Rollo. That's the dog snoring. And I did just put my arm in wet paint. A little bit here. I want it to be more pink though, not purple here. So I'll clean my brush off, and I still got plenty of water in this brush. I'm just going to move it around a little bit. Sort of let it do its own thing, but not in the same breath. Just guide it. I'm guiding where I want the paint to go. It's completely dried in this area, so let's add a little bit more. Clean off again. Let's do this edge. Don't want that edge. Add a little bit more there. And yeah, I'm going to let this dry. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to be quite happy with that. What I might do, let's just get some of this colour down. Maybe like some clean water in certain areas, and then go in with that darker colour. I don't actually know the names of these paints. I took the sticker off stupidly before I put them in the palette. So I don't actually know the name, I just know that they're Sminker watercolours. Where else could I do a darker patch? Maybe here. See, once you put that clean water on, it just lets the paint do what it wants then. But you can see there where I've not put any water, it's just a line which I don't like, so I'll add some clean water to that. So I'm going to leave that to dry, try not mess with it too much. I might be quite happy with that, but it does look different once it's dry. And I'll take the masking tape off as well. The reason that I've masking taped this one is the page behind it I've done with Inktense pencils, and it's the bumblebee, like the cone, what do they call it, a cone? And I absolutely love that page, so I don't want to do anything to destroy it. I might even do a masking tape, or I could paint the border, or I'll leave it as it is. Completely dry now, and you know what? I'm really happy with it. I don't think it needs another layer. I think if I put another layer on, I might spoil the effect that I've done. I'm really chuffed with that. So I just move these things out of the way. I will say I've done that before, and I won't be doing it again. If you leave these clips on for too long, they leave an indent in your page. There might even be one there because it's been on for about an hour. So let's take off this tape and hope that it doesn't rip the paper. Carefully. Started to rip at the very top there then. So down. You can see I've got it a little bit on the hair, but like I said, that'll be easy to cover up. My main one was I didn't want to get any on the face, and I've managed to accomplish that, so it's good. I could just leave this, it's gone out the edges there a little bit. I could leave this without any sort of frame because I think it looks alright as it is. And I even thought about doing a splatter effect, but I'll bring it up to the camera a little bit more. To me, it looks like a sort of marbling effect, and I wouldn't put white splatters on a marble effect. Oh, we're at it again. Oh, quickly, one upstairs. It should be dry. Let's fill a bit. And they just started off again. Anyway, so I think adding the purple was an absolutely perfect idea because it ties in to the flowers. But you see, it like separates that super granulating watercolour. It's absolutely fabulous. I'm sure I say that as well every time that I use it, but I think it's just really effective, and you saw how quick and easy it was. Did it take me like less than 10 minutes? Take away all the talking to do this, and I'll just show you as well. It doesn't bleed through. I mean, there's a bit of an indent there, but it's not bled through, and that's the page I was talking about that I didn't want to destroy because that's one of my very favourite ones. But yeah, I think that's quite effective. And it, like I said, it's really easy, and there's a couple of steps to it. But yeah, I hope that you do try this. I hope that you do try. If you do, tag me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is the same. Do they call it a handle? It's the same as my YouTube name. It's just Colour Me Stress Free. Yeah, so make sure you tag me because I'd love to see what colour eyes, and I think I'm going to do yellow eyes and keep it all very similar tones on this one. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.